Unapologetically walk and talk. I am Deanna, your Kept Wife Strategist. Um, I'm going to jump right into the lesson today. I have been kind of meditating on this all weekend. When I decided to start doing these walk and talks again, I prayed and I asked God to put specific things on my heart so that I would be passionate about what I'm speaking of, but it would be timely, right? Timely for trends and different things that are going on. Because typically, when I'm teaching my Sounds About Wife lessons on Wednesdays and I'm doing master classes and things like that, I have a particular agenda, right? They align with what I'm teaching. They align with my programs and different things like that. And although I am submitted to God and I get clarity about that, oh man, let me put my do not disturb on. Sorry about that. There we go. So, although I have that direction and everything, I can be like totally removed from some of the timely things that might be going on. So I said, cool, this is my opportunity to really stay connected that way and to have really timely lessons. So here we go. Desire or desperation? What sparked this? I'm going to be so transparent right now. I have been seeing an influx of the dear future husband posts. And it's like there's a few times throughout the year where I see it a lot. And this is one of them, right? When the summer is ending, we're moving into fall. I feel like people start thinking about, you know, the holiday photos and matching pajama sets and all of the things, right? And I sense a bit of desperation that starts to emit from a lot of, and I'm more so talking about the women today. And I'm not trying to be hurtful or anything, but someone needs to say it because your friends aren't going to. When you are writing those, I'm doing fine, good morning, hello, oh, ciao, I see. Are you from Italy? Namaste. Good morning. So, ladies, this is to you specifically. If you are writing dear future husband posts, I really want to know what is what's your intention? What are you hoping to get from that? Are you hoping that a man will see it and say, hey, husband here, thanks for the back call? Like, I don't get it. And I said, it's desperate. It reeks of desperation. And I only want to talk about things to be helpful. So, although some of what I say might come across a little strong, please don't take it that way. Take it that I'm really trying to help you, because putting those posts out there is not helping you. As a matter of fact, it's a deterrent. It's a distraction. And let me explain why. So, let's start with desire. Your desire is what you want to experience, right? It's a longing, it's a connection. And I'm just going to tell you, your desire is attached to your destiny. It is. It is attached to what should be inevitable in your life. But here's where we get that messed up. We allow our desires to make us desperate. Our desires turn into desperation when we don't have the right guidance. When we don't have the right people speaking into our lives, right? To support us as we desire things. So, what's the difference, right? I've already told you. Desire is a deep longing. It is what you want to experience, what you want to have in your life. Desperation, and I had to look this up because I knew what it meant, like innately in my heart, but desperation is despair that causes actions that are, that typically causes you to react in dysfunctional ways, in extreme ways, and you don't even realize it, right? So you don't realize that your seemingly innocent dear future husband post, you want a partner, you want a husband, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's your desire. But in so desiring, you're not aligning properly and you're becoming desperate. So you're doing things like that don't help. They actually detract. They're deterrents from what you actually want. It definitely is. Yes, a mind fuck. So I always want to be helpful, right? I'm not just going to call something out and then, just kind of leave you there to figure it out. So here's what you can do differently. Here's how you can take your desire and attach it to your destiny instead of allowing your desire to make you desperate. Here's what you can do. Well, the first thing is just admit that it's a desire, right? Admit it. Hey, I want a husband. I want a wife. I want a life partner. I want that in my life. Cool. Then, after you have admitted it, then you have to have a certain level of awareness of the thing, right? So if you say you want a husband, a wife, a partner, okay, what does it take to have that person, that partner? What is it going to require of me, right? What is it about me that doesn't align with what I say I want? Let me look at my life. Let me look at my friends. Let me look at my circumstances. Let me look at how I'm speaking. Let me look at all these things and see if they align with what I say I want, right? Let me look and see if I even have space in my life to receive what it is I say I want. Do I have the space for that? So increase your awareness of that. And then once you have really looked at that, then adapt, adjust, adjust your life to prepare for what it is you say you want, right? Do you have the capacity to be a partner? Do you have room in your schedule to date? Right? Look at all of these things and adjust your life to make room for it. Make sure you are aligning with it. And then this is so important. Once you have increased your awareness of what you want, once you have aligned with it, then you have to detach. This is so important. This is the part that no one is doing. And this is why you're showing up desperate, because you do all of these things, right? You learn about the man, you change yourself, you upgrade your life, you do all the things. But then you remain in this state of extreme desire that it starts driving everything instead of you detaching. Detaching, what do I mean by that? Detaching is, hey, I've already said what I wanted. I've already become aware of what it takes to have it. I have aligned my life. I've made space for it. I've upgraded myself. I am prepared to receive it. Now I'm going to go on about my business. That's the detachment part, not overly obsessing over it now, not constantly talking about it, not constantly making your life be about that. There has to be a healthy detachment. Like, listen, I know I've done everything I need to do. I'm chilling. I'm prepared. I'm ready for it to show up. I'm ready to, I mean, this is what I teach my clients. I'm ready to recognize it, receive it, and reciprocate back. That's what I teach my clients, right? And that's why they're not desperate. That's why they're excited about dating and they're enjoying their single season. They're not desperate for when is he going to come. It's like, no, I'm getting clear on what it is I desire. I'm aligning myself with it. I'm making room for it in my life. And then I'm detaching, right? Because we don't control when it happens. So that is it. That's the lesson in a nutshell. There's nothing wrong with your desires as long as they do not impede on anyone else's freedoms and liberties and don't hurt anyone. That's my belief, right? I believe God wouldn't give you a desire if it wasn't meant to be a part of your destiny, as long as it's not hurting anyone. And having the desire isn't wrong. So it's okay. It's okay to admit that you have a longing for a particular thing or for a person. That's okay. What is becoming the issue is when our desires are turning into desperation. It should be like this. Your desires are attached to your destiny, and your destiny is inevitable. What stops it from being inevitable is when you allow your desires to make you desperate. When your desires become desperation. And when you are in the mode of desperation, you are actually distracted from your destiny, and your desperation is a deterrent. It's a deterrent from attracting whatever it is you desire. So I've already told you how you can get around that, right? Acknowledge what it is you desire. That's fine. Say it, be clear, cool. Increase your awareness of the desire. What is it going to take to have it? Who do you need to become? What's that identity? Right? Then align yourself, make space for it, prepare yourself to receive it, but then you got to detach. I hope this was helpful. I am going to continue on walking for a while. I'm going to get my steps in. I got a very busy week. I'm going to a conference this week, the Speak Your Way to Cash Live with Ashley Kirkwood in Atlanta. Excuse me. So I got so much to do to make sure that my clients are taken care of, as I'm traveling and doing all the things. So, yeah, have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. I will be here every Monday In between 8:15 and 9:15. It depends on what I got going on with my kids, when I can get out to my walk. But I will be here. Go ahead and get caught up on the other walk and talks that I've done. And every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, I actually do a live lesson that is prepared, though, um, for my Sounds About Wife show. So that's where I'm sharing the wife perspective on topics related to love, relationships, divorce, marriage, all the things. So whether you are a woman who is single and you're preparing for marriage, or you're an already married, and you want to thrive, you want to improve your marriage, or you just want to keep it spicy, join me on Wednesdays, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, all of the info is in the description of the video. Links, if you want to get started working with me, are there. All right.